Good evening, musical friends and family. Today is June 1st, 2023, and it is Thursday. I hope you all had a wonderful Thursday. I had a busy Thursday today, and I took a nap earlier, and I'm still tired. But tonight's podcast episode, I'm going to be calling it Turning Negatives into Positives. I realized I was experiencing a lot during this piano journey. I'm not going to be talking about too much into detail about all the negatives. That's going to be too long of a podcast episode. So we're going to be focusing on the top 3 things I can think of that really stuck out with me during this piano journey. One of the first negatives I could think about was when a musical fan told me that what I do or how I play is too elementary, and the fact that I need to learn more music theory, or the fact that I'm just really too simple, or I could play more, or I could kind of saying that my playing, the way how I put it together is okay, and it's not quite sticking out, or it's too simple, too elementary. Okay, that's the negative. And I thought to myself, well, that's just how I play, and I'm elementary because, well, I can't read sheets. I only play basic piano chords, and my right hand, my melody hand that I call it, it's only like single keys. Once in a great while I'll do 2 keys at once, but I don't know what that's called either. But I look at it that elementary style way of playing, and I thought would be a great idea because it's introducing the very simple, basic, elementary to those who are just like me, who just want to learn an instrument, especially the piano, but they don't know where to start. Turning that negative into a positive. Instead of putting my playing down, practicing down, that which I'm still learning. I'm not saying my playing is the best, but I'm still learning as time goes by. The fact that my elementary style, too simple, is actually my style of approach. Because I want to get musical friends to get comfortable with the instrument piano, to get them that this can be a first introductory of this instrument. Either a lot of people say, oh, it's because I'm too old to start piano, or I don't know where to start, or the fact that it's too late. And it's never too late, and that's why I created this channel. I put this channel together to show that it's never too late to start. You can pick up anything. I think we just let age, and we let age, and we let the whole I'm too old, or I don't have time, it's too late. No, don't let that bother you. Don't let that get to you. So that's one of the things I turned from a negative to a positive. The next negative to a positive was when one of my musical family, my uncle, asked me what kind of piano do I have, and I said I have an 88 keyboard Yamaha. I showed him the picture, and he said he remembers my uncle said that he gave that to my cousin. And that's funny because that cousin, as time went by, she gave that piano to me. And that was back in like 2013, 14, something like that. And I remember my uncle told me that, well, what you have is a toy. So it's not like it can't be, the pianos now are more advanced, or the pianos are a lot better, and it's not like you have a grand or baby grand, but it's a toy. So he called what I had was a toy. And I would say something, but I just said, yeah, I do have a toy. But I look at it this way. I may have a toy and it may be kind of outdated compared to the new ones that are out right now, but I look back onto when I first got this keyboard. I was so happy when I finally got something that was 80 keys, that was a full piano. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people can't even let alone afford that, and I was just grateful what I was given, and I'm grateful the fact that it still plays and all the keys still work till this day. Not to mention I played and practiced over 400 something songs on that toy. So that turned out to be from a negative to a positive. That if it wasn't for this toy, I wouldn't be able to start my piano journey. If it wasn't for my cousin to give it to me back then, I never would have started this. Or I would have did alternative routes to buy another keyboard possibly. So everything came in a way in divine timing. But yeah, that was the second negative to turn to a positive. The third one that I would like to talk about is something that I don't want to bring up. Probably this is the last time I'll bring it up, but when I was banned from Instagram last year, September, the copyrights were a lot more strict. And I guess because what I was doing a day was something probably that I shouldn't have done, or maybe there's some songs I played that were just not allowed to share, or maybe some things that I just, because I was probably doing something on an everyday scale that, you know, of course they didn't want to get in trouble. And I thought about it, that maybe the negative was because not only that they didn't want to get in trouble, I totally get it. I don't want them to get in trouble. I could get in trouble for this channel. But maybe they thought that, you know, taking this platform away or not really allowing her to be on there would, you know, would limited her growth, limited the following, limited where I can't even share on another platform, or I can't go on there just to share part of my stuff. But I look at it like it turned out to be a positive, because I realized as time goes by, yeah, it hurt, yeah, it sucked, but then I looked at it that I can be fine living a life without it. I'm okay with it. I'm sad that I don't get to talk to the ones, which is friends, a few that I can't talk to, and they reach out to me. Some of them reached out to me on TikTok, so I'm grateful for that. But I realize as time goes by that I didn't really need that platform, and to keep still being myself, and the fact that I can still share and write this book out through music and song on at least YouTube. I'm really grateful for this platform to really give me that voice when I felt like I didn't have one, and I felt like I didn't have to be heard, and I felt like, you know, knocked down at that time. Now it's been since September last year, I haven't had one, but now as time went by, I still continued to do what I loved, and now I've grown on the channel, which that's more important. My main focus is on YouTube. So it's like they did what they had to do, but I have to do what I must. I'm just grateful and understood that Instagram got it. But the positive from that negative is that I took a time to reflect. I took the time to look within myself. I took the time to not thinking that I used to be so consistently or consistent on Instagram. Now it's like, I look at it like, wow, I didn't need that. I didn't really need that platform in the beginning. I mean, I thought I did, but at some point I really felt like I don't have to do that now. I don't have to need it now. And I look at it now like, oh, great, it's there, but it's not like a need to make a new one or to try to convince them to say, hey, take me back. Nah, not like that. Would I go back on it when things are a little bit more clear and a little bit more better? But right now, it's not even the need. I look at it like, oh, it's there, great. It's funny because when musical friends asked, do you have an Instagram? And I said no, and I don't really like to talk about the story about being banned on it. That's something I don't want to make it a big deal, but it's not a big deal anymore now. It's not a need to go back to, and I'm happy with it. I'm happy with just sticking with YouTube, to be honest. I'm really glad I don't have any of those social media platforms. I want to keep privacy is the more important right now, and I'm still in this healing journey of trying to find within myself to self-heal and self-reflect, and I'm taking this time right now to appreciate myself, to appreciate my own company, high-fiving myself, patting myself on the back, and holding my own hand, because I kept continuing and I kept going on, and it's not like I'm going to stop anytime soon. Not at all. So yes, that's what I would like to talk about, is turning negatives into positive. Turn your situation, even though it doesn't seem like you're at where you want to be or you're not exactly what you see, but the fact that you turn your situations into positives. Sometimes when people tell you things to your face and say all these things that are just not helping or not sincere or just not supportive, and you can turn that into a positive. Make it work for you, even though the outlook doesn't look like it is on your side, but you make it on your side. You work with it. That's what I want to talk about. So musical friends and family, remember to turn your negatives into positives. Make it where someone tells you that you're this or that, and make it work for you. Work it out in a way where it can be something positive, or the fact that you're giving the tools and people mock your tools or mock your items that you're given, but the fact that you make it work for you and you never let those things take you down, because man, I couldn't really understand why people are the way they are. I don't understand why. I don't understand why things have done or people do the way they do, or they think they can just say those things and pretend like, oh, it's okay, oh, it's fine, or it's like they don't consider that, how does that make you feel? Because if you say something like that, oh, they have a right to, say that. How could you say that? Well, why be like that way with me, But yes, musical friends and family, turn your negatives into positives. Make things work for you, even though you feel like they won't, but they will. Well, that's it for tonight's podcast episode. Until next week, Thursday evening. Stay safe and stay in good health always. And have a good night.